Alright, what's going on YouTube? We are doing level 17 Denas' castle. This is the heroic challenge. And for our hero, we have the basic hero level 10. Everything is maxed out. And now our towers, our upgrades are all maxed out as well. So everything maxed out on the tower tree, hero tree. We have chose the tanky guys, the Inferno Nova, Pit Lord, and everything maxed out on the Soul Impact. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so here we go, guys, getting started. This is actually probably one of the harder heroic challenges in the game. I think maybe possibly the second hardest one next to some of those ice levels, but we're going to go ahead and start off with two level 3 Inferno mages at the bottom and then a fully upgraded Archer Tower at the top. And we're just going to have our hero stand at the top as well and call on the wave and just plop down your reinforcements and give it 1 second there so they can come in range of your hero power. And we're just going to be using everything up here because that's where the enemies will spawn first. This level starts off fairly simple. There are a couple things I feel like you need to do. The bottom, you can see, will just take care of itself because these griffins just die really quickly to the Inferno towers. And the goal is just to use as many hero powers as we can. So as soon as it comes off cooldown, we're going to be using it. And later on in the wave, or later on a couple waves, I think starting around wave 3 or 4, those artillery you can see near the castle entrance, they start shooting your towers and they will cause them to go on fire. And when this happens, you cannot use the castle unless you pay 125 gold to douse the flames, which is similar to what it was in the campaign, except it's just 10 times more intense. But we will get into that as the time comes. At the right hand side, at top right, I decided to put an Inferno Mage Tower and a barracks because starting at the second wave, you'll see guys will start to come down that lane. And if you don't have anything to stall them out, you will lose the game. And then you can see down at the bottom, in the center area, put a Black Dark Knight Fortress and a Mausoleum. This is going to be like our central choke point. I tried to use the artillery, but I didn't find those that useful. So I think it's better just to have the barracks and then go heavy on the spells. Okay, so second wave, we're going to go ahead and drop our reinforcements at the top on the right-hand side. And then the center area, we're just upgrading another Inferno Tower and a Mausoleum. And our hero is going to be moving down to the bottom because you can see that at the castle entrance, these priestesses start to spawn. It's very important that you don't let the priestess clump up because they will do so much healing, and it ends up causing the guys to start to slip past. So I would just drop your reinforcements on top of these elves and then have your hero tank out the priestesses. Our goal with the top right is just to upgrade the towers enough so they can kind of take care of themselves. You can see the priestesses, they will clump up because they don't move until if they can heal something, they'll stop and heal. So we want to take advantage of that and just drop a big soul impact on them. And as far as this bottom area goes, we're just going to stall them out with the Dark Knight Fortress. You can see they're just shooting the guy, and then also we're going to drop our reinforcements on top of them. And I'm upgrading the archer down there to help deal with, because it's mostly squishy enemies that come from the bottom anyway. So I'd move my hero top to try to stall out this paladin, because I know that we're not going to have enough damage to kill him quickly. But the goal is to get those Inferno Towers at the top right upgraded so that the paladins will die. That's the really scary part, is when you don't have anything to stall out the paladins and they just run right past your defenses. Now I go ahead and rotate my hero back down. You can see at the castle entrance, you're going to get a ton of these captain guys spawning, and these things are a bit of a problem because they have a lot of armor and they will just run right through your defenses. So you need to. That's why we have so many mage towers to help deal with all these armor guys. I dropped a soul impact there to try to kill off a couple of them. You can see the bottom, the paladin almost gets by. We have to, well, the Telso Coil finished him off, but we were about to drop something there to try to stall him out. And then in the center, we're upgrading our Inferno Towers to all the way, so level 4. And then we're also getting the Mausoleum upgraded as well. I'm just having my hero stall out these captains as much as possible, but I'm going to be careful not to hopefully make sure he doesn't die. So if he's about to die, just run him down there to focus on something else. And now here's where the flames start coming at level 3. You can see that Archer Tower is on fire, so it can no longer shoot. We're not going to douse the flames just yet because it's not a mage tower, so we don't really care all that much about it right now. And I'm moving my hero down to the bottom right now, so, well, he was down the bottom to kill off these recruits so that the mage towers can focus on other things. But otherwise, we seem to have survived the third wave pretty cleanly. Hero just chilling back there to restore some health. And we went ahead and dropped hero or reinforcements and then reset the wave. Or called the wave early. Our heroes are going to move to the top to help against the paladins. And there's just we have a mausoleum fully upgraded at the center area, and then we're going to start upgrading more archer towers because these gun guys will start to spawn. And if you're not careful, they will quickly kill off all of your anything you put down, so like reinforcements, dark knights. Now I rotated my hero back to the center just to cover for these paladins. If they can stand there and take all the mage towers, they will dive fairly quickly. So that is kind of the goal. And you're gonna, as far as this money, this level is all about managing your money because you're not gonna have enough money to douse everything. So you really have to choose what you want to douse, and I would just recommend whatever the most effective tower is. Make sure that always stays up. So basically, the 4 mage towers in the center, those things are super important. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky. You can see that my hero has to go and stop these dark knights. I build a barracks really quick to try and stall these things out, and they do come in clutch. So I barely hang on here with the Tesla coils and then obviously the barracks. So we're dropping everything. We're just trying to stall out these paladins. Thankfully, this is the end of the wave, so we do barely just make it. And our hero is almost dead. I think he does end up dying here. And we're going to build barracks. We're going to upgrade the barracks and barely make it alive. So don't try not to let it get that close if you can avoid it. You can see in the center now fully upgraded Dark Knight towers as well. So these things are super tanky, and they are going to help us quite a bit stay alive. So just pay attention to which towers are on fire. It's going to be really important now in the 5th wave and then going on to the 6th wave. If you see something that is important that's doused on fire, or it's on fire, you want to immediately extinguish the fire so you can get more DPS out of your tower. And I would honestly hold up on I hold off on the upgrades quite a bit because I'm not sure. Like, I want to always have money ready in case something gets turned on fire. So it's 125 gold. So if you know you're going to have less gold than that after you upgrade something, you should probably hold off until you have the money to just have that extra 125. Gargoyles coming out in the center now just to stall out these giant guys. I think that's a pretty useful upgrade. Notice the barracks are great because if they get turned on fire, the Dark Knights will still obviously stall and do their job. So we're not going to bother dousing the flame there until we actually need Dark Knights, so unless they die. Our hero is focusing on the priestess and these mage guys. We call them pajama guys. Mostly because the pajama guys can teleport enemies and they're super annoying. The priestess will heal the golem, so you really have to kill the priestess quick. You can let the golem just walk and take all the damage from the mage tower. And one point I like to put into is the DPS on the mausoleum. You can see me upgrade the spectrals. At the top, I am slowly upgrading both those mage towers so they can be, will be level 4. And you can see I could douse that mage tower in the center, but nothing's actually in range of it. So I'm holding off, kind of waiting to see what the enemies will do. I knew that mausoleum was going to need to be doused, so I just went ahead and paid for that immediately. And then I called in the 6th wave. So this is the final wave. We just have to survive these paladins. I think are the main problem. And there's not actually a lot of enemies the enemy game throws at you quite yet. It's just managing your resources. So the game's going to assume you're pretty much going to be low on money, which we are. So we have to just be really thrifty with our resources. We're going to douse the flame on that mage tower, and then also at the top, the archer tower. And we got to be worried about these paladins because they could slip by and absolutely ruin the game. Mausoleum gets lit on fire, so we're going to immediately douse that. And then I just have my hero standing here with the Dark Knights to help kill off these paladins. And yeah, just pay attention to what's going on. You should be good to go. So if your defense looks anything like this and you've gotten to the 6th wave, it should just be a simple matter of managing your resources to finish off this game. But it's a little bit of a challenge. It took me quite a while to find a good setup that worked. And I had many tries to get this game done. I felt like this is a good setup though. And as far as the golem guys go, like I said, I would recommend you focus on everything but the golems, and then that will give your tower more time to finish them off. With that said, I do move my hero down to the bottom though to tank out the golem somewhat because I knew he was going to be a problem with that paladin there. And we dropped the soul impact to hopefully do some more damage. These paladins are almost dead, so it's just going to be the golems to focus on, and we should be good. Here is a time where you're probably going to want to douse the Dark Knight Fortress so they can start respawning. And you have quite a bit of money, so I would just upgrade the mage towers if you're worried about these guys getting past. You can go for the runes or the teleportation. You can see I upgrade I do go for the corrupting runes there on the rightmost Inferno tower to help take care of some of these guys. And that should be everything. As the wave is slowly starting to thin out here. This golem is almost dead. Goodbye. The paladins on the horses are quite a problem unless you have a barracks there to stall them out, because you have a really tanky guy that's also moving very quickly. But that is the game. There you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you found that helpful. And I will see you in the next level. Have a good one.